Well, my name is Bob, and we support our daughter. She's mid-40s, but is still very much in need of care.
It's been a long journey. I think it's been for over 10 years, maybe 20 years we've been supporting her.
Unprepared, you could say. I was not able to think of strategies that could get to the answer and make it better for her. So I was helpless, I suppose, is the way I felt.
We were made aware of our daughter's situation with a phone call from Sydney, and it totally blindsided us, really. So we appreciated so much support at that stage. When I was first made aware of what was happening with our daughter, especially the serious situation, I was totally shocked, and I suppose the hardest thing for me was the fact that it impacted our whole family in Sydney, our family here, and it actually brought us closer together as a family, and yet it was tragic at the same time. Yes, I found it quite interesting because we were both working pretty much full time at that stage, and we didn't realise this was going to be an ongoing journey. So having said that, we did have ourselves as a family to support each other, but we were all quite busy. So it was really good when we heard about the Helping Minds organisation, because we realised then that there was somebody who could help, and that's where our journey with Helping Minds began.
I think understanding for me came when we had people who've seen this all before were able to help us. There were several times that our daughter had to be committed, and then helping her when she got out, knowing where to go, what services were available, these sorts of things. I mean, you don't have those in your little book of phone numbers because you don't ever think you'll need them. And this is where Helping Minds just had the big picture for us, and they were able to begin to guide us through it.
Yes, our role changed because instead of being parents, we were carers, and that's when we realised this was going to be a long-term situation for us. And at that time, I think we had a couple of retreats where we went away, and we realised that the situation we were in was much more common than we realised, and it opened up a whole new world to us, the carer's role. We did access care privately, but we found it was pretty expensive, and then we were told about Helping Minds, and we were able to engage together in that, and we had the same person actually we were engaging with for several years, and we still engage with that person, and that really helped because she understood the whole story, whereas sometimes we noticed with other government agencies, there were new people coming in all the time, and this actually unsettled us and actually unsettled our daughter. But to have that same person for a long extended period of time, the same people in the office and so on, it actually gave a sense of security for us, and it still does.
I personally value the fact that the services are there. When someone or an organisation recognises that you're a person that needs support, even though you're supporting someone else, that was quite valuable to me. So they understood that we were going through something that they could help with. And even just the thought of a respite where there's a place you could go and just relax.
I realised that I did not have the mental capacity to cope with this, and I knew I needed some help. So when I went to my doctor, or our doctor, we have a family doctor, he suggested we reach out to Helping Minds because he knew that I was not managing very well with the constant pressures, and that's when I started researching online and found out about Helping Minds and a couple of other organisations like Carers WA. So over the past few years, that's what's been a great support for me.
We've seen, and a lot of it is due to the guidance that we've got from Helping Minds, that our daughter is in a better place than she was previously. That's good. And we can attribute a lot of that to the help that we've received. But also we're more aware of how now we can approach a situation if it develops with our daughter. And that reduces the stress. It gives us an idea that we're not alone, which is very important.
Yes, I do think there are quite a few changes in the way I look after myself now. Partially that's got to do with the fact that I'm slowing down with the amount of work I'm doing, but I realise now I don't have to rescue our daughter, or anybody else for that matter. My own mental health is as equally as important as anybody else's, and my husband's is the same. And we see ourselves as more concentrating on what we're doing and how we're helping ourselves to better our own situation rather than having to support everyone else. Never be ashamed of having to open up to somebody else, because we found that often by the end of half an hour, which doesn't seem like a long time, we were actually all laughing and joking together. So actually sharing how we were feeling actually made the counselling worth every minute. It's been about 20 years we've been have had the service available to us, and we're very grateful, and we would recommend, wouldn't we, that anybody else try to hook into the services as soon as possible, because it's just so helpful.
Number one, you're not alone. Number two, there are services that even Helping Minds might not provide, but they know where you can be guided to get to it. And number three, that bigger picture. They've seen it, they know how to help in time of need. So those are the three that I would choose anyway.
Yes, I would agree with those. I also think the team effort that is made is amazing. So the amazing staff that are part of Helping Minds, and also the empathy that they show.
Yep.
Each person that we speak to, who I've spoken to over the years, have the skills necessary to engage with people, and they see you through with the journey. And the third thing, I suppose, is the long-term process, the fact that we're supported on a long-term basis. We're not just left to flounder, then told to go home and deal with things. We've actually experienced 20 years of amazing support. I would say to someone who's thinking about using Helping Minds, don't be ashamed of where you're at.
Yep.
Definitely. And also, don't think that it's too hard to do. The paperwork can seem a bit much, but please follow through. Don't stop halfway through. Finish the paperwork, make the call, because it will mean so much more in the future for you.
The fact that they are there to support you, they're your carers, and that really is quite something.